My name is Evia Cardozo, and I'm a staff attorney with Volunteers of Legal Services, the Micro Enterprise Project. So we are a nonprofit legal service provider that represents small business owners in a majority of issues that small business services or small business owners face. So we basically are twofold. I'm going to explain it first in terms of what the Micro Enterprise Project originally has done for the past 30 years. And then I'll go into our other special program that started about 2 years ago, where we partner with SBS, the city's small business service department, to provide legal assistance to small business owners in commercial leases. So generally, the the Micro Enterprise Project of VOLS, Volunteers of Legal Service, represents, and we have a network of pro bono law firms throughout the city. We work with 50 of the largest law firms in the city to do pro bono work for small businesses, basically on a pro bono basis, in other words, for free, to help them with the majority of issues ranging from business formation, so selecting an entity for your business, helping you decide whether you should form an LLC or an S corporation, a C corporation, or a partnership. Depending on the needs of your business, you can consult with a professional attorney that's been working in this field for a long time through our pro bono network. They also can help with forming contracts for your business, so employment agreements that you might need, vendor agreements, other types of contracts that you might need to form for your business, depending on the needs of your business. They also help with that. And we also provide, in addition to those services, like I mentioned, the Commercial Lease Assistance Program, where we represent commercial tenants in any issue that's related to your commercial lease with your landlord. So for example, if you need help negotiating a new lease for a space that you found for your business, we absolutely do that. We help negotiate lease amendments if you're already in a lease with your landlord and you're having an issue. For example, if you're having a dispute as to whose responsibility it is to repair a wall or a ceiling, we help resolve those disputes before they go to court. That's the idea, to help you avoid the expensive costs of litigation. We can also help you negotiate an early termination in your lease. So if your business decides to move on to a different space, or if you decide to close your business prior to the end of the term of your lease, we help negotiate those types of matters as well, before getting into the court litigation, of course. We can also help with lease termination, lease amendments, a new lease, and a lease renewal. That's always a big issue, especially here in New York City, because commercial tenants, as many of you may know, do not have a right to renew your lease unless it's written in your lease. So there's a huge difference between the protections that are provided to residential tenants versus commercial tenants, especially in the state of New York. For example, residential tenants have a lot more protections based on legislation and regulations that already exist in the law and in policy in New York City and New York State. But these protections don't necessarily fall to commercial tenants. The source of protection for commercial tenants are basically all found within the four corners of your lease. So unless there's a specific right or obligation that's written in the lease, you do not have the protection based on other types of protections under the law. So that's why it's really important to make sure that you have a really strong lease that tries to be favorable to the terms of a tenant, as opposed to the landlord. Because for the majority of leases, they're written by landlords, they're written by the real estate lobby, and they're standard form leases that landlords just kind of rush tenants to sign, and without actually affording them the opportunity to negotiate favorable terms for you. For example, the lease renewal, for example, early termination rights, repair rights. There are just a whole multitude of issues, as I'm sure you know, that commercial tenants face, and unless you're actually protected by that in your lease, it's difficult to get to resolve whatever issue it is. So that's why it's really recommended that you consult with an attorney before signing a lease. But if you already are in a lease, of course, you should also still consult with an attorney to see how it is they can help you resolve any matters that you have with your landlords in your commercial space. So that's what I'm here for today. I'm here in the back corner, and I can help consult with you one-on-one for brief advice if there's time. I can also just provide you with more information generally. I can also set a potential date for you to come in for an intake in the future if we don't have time to do it today. So depending on where you are in the stage of your business, we can also help you at all stages. Like I mentioned, if you are just completely starting up and you need help consulting in terms of what type of entity you should be forming, how many employees you need to get, and what type of relationship and agreements you should have with your employees, we also help with that as well.